Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Harmonics. Today's guest, a young rapper who's making a move throughout our landscape of musical landscapes that we're all into. I got today's guest, I got The Wiz. The Wiz, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, man. It's great. Thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm glad to be here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I sure do, man. I sure do. So you know what? Let's you know, we're going to talk a little bit. We got a good show with you today, and you know, one of the things I like to really get into is, where are you from?
Oh, I'm a Bay Area native, you know, born and raised in Oakland, California. So, you know, I'm right here, you know what I'm saying? The water's good, you know what I'm saying? The beaches are great, you know what I'm saying? And it's a party, you know?
It is a party, man. I'm glad you're from Oakland, man. So in your lifetime, how did you get involved, or what made you embrace music? And we're going to talk about what you're doing, but how did you embrace it? How did it come to you?
Well, it's ever since I was a little kid. I have all family members. Like I have my brothers, my cousins, my uncles, even my grandmother. Everybody was into music. So it just prompted me to, you know, basically follow in their footsteps. You know what I'm saying? And I got cousins that sing, I got uncles and brothers that rap, and we have collabs together, and it's really nice, you know, to just have those collabs.
That, you know, so when you're doing that, you've mentioned your grandmother and everybody. So when you were young, what were you actually listening to? I know that. What were you listening to? All different types of music? Yeah,
all different types of music. Mostly, you know, oldies, you know what I mean? Well, for me, oldies, but you know, Marvin Gaye, you know what I'm saying? You know, all that type of stuff, you know, Luther Vandross, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff, Aretha Franklin, all that, you know what I mean? So that's what I really grew up on, you know what I'm saying? But my favorite music is classical music, just for anybody who wants to know. That's my favorite music is classical.
Really?
Yeah.
Get you just relaxing in the mood, or?
Yeah. It's really like classical. It can go relaxed, you can go upbeat, you can go like all out war music, you know, and it's all over the place, and that's why I think I love it so much.
Yeah, because it definitely has those marches of you feel like you're going in war.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Like you know, or even like westerns, you know, just the whole genre. So when you were going through your stages, what kind of, you listen to a lot of music. Were you always were you a singer, or were you in any other groups, or were you just kind of just hanging out in East Oakland or Oakland? Where was it? Where were you living at?
East Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
East Oakland.
Were you just kind of like just hanging out or were you in any groups or?
I've been in a few groups actually. I've been on solo. I've been in a few groups. Last group I was in kind of fizzled out. Not necessarily fizzled out. Not on anything bad like that, but you know. My boy, he ended up having a baby. He took that to heart and became a dad. And I was like, hey man, more power to you, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because I know how that is. I have a 10-year-old myself, so, you know, when you want to be a dad, man, I'm not about to stand in front of that at all.
Amen.
You know?
Amen. So, Wiz, how did you get your name? How did that develop in your life?
Well,
because we all call you Wiz.
Right. And that's just the piece of my name. The whole name is Ancient One Thy Wizard. And, you know, the whole Ancient One came from well, first I started off as the Chosen One, but then I found out that there's somebody who had that name trademarked, so I was like, I'm not going to do that, because in the long run, you end up getting sued, and it's just a whole mess. So I ended up changing my name. I was like, okay, I'll be the Ancient One then. And I was like, okay, so I did a few research on that. There's not too many people called that unless you watch Marvel, then you know what that is, you know. But the wizard part came as the group I was just talking about I was in. So it was Aso the Ghost, and that was his stick, was being the ghost. And then I had Jiggles Loons the ninja, and he was the ninja guy, you know what I'm saying? So they were like, you gotta have something extra on the end of your ancient one. So I was like, I'm a wizard. And they stuck, it just stuck like that. So
and
Ancient One the Wizard.
Like that,
yeah.
You know? Wow, that's amazing. So does all your friends, like when you're doing some things with people, they call you the Wiz too, like we all do?
Yeah. I mean, like 90% of the people I hang out with, I'm Wiz now. I don't even have a real name anymore.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, you know, the Wiz here, like, how we communicate, he calls me Voodoo because of Blue Voodoo, right?
Right.
So we have sort of like that I know immediately who it is when he says Voodoo. It's the Wiz, man.
Yeah.
And I feel magical when he texts me and things. You know, what gets you the influences when you do your rap? Is it social commentary? Is it the love of your wife or your children or whatever? How do you get your imagination when you're actually rapping?
Well, really, it's more of like what I've been through. I try to put a lighter note and a lighter spin on what I've been through. And just inspiration comes from anywhere. Like I could look at the ground and go, oh, that's a rock right there. The rock is blue. I'm gonna write a verse about this blue rock. You know, and I mean, literally, I can pull it out of the air, you know what I mean? And some days you have them good days, some days you have them bad days. Writer's block is a mug, you know? But, you know, for the most part, inspiration, it comes real natural, real easy, you know, and then having the wizard on the end of my name, that means, you know, I can go anywhere now, you know, dive into any kind of wizardry and pull that out and make some rhymes about that as well. So as you know, we're all in a pandemic. Has the pandemic actually hurt you at all because you can't perform, or, you know, I know you could do your recordings, but you're not performing either, are you? No, I haven't did any performances for a while now. I want to say almost a year and a half, maybe. But before everything happened, we were on the move. I had like about 10 shows booked, and you know, unfortunately, this pandemic hit, and a lot of those doors closed after that. But I still am in talks with a lot of these people, and they're just waiting for the pandemic to lift, just like I am. It didn't necessarily hurt me, but I love being on stage. So, you know, stage is my home. So, you know, when I get up there, I'm the wizard, you know what I mean? And it didn't hurt me, but, you know, now it's more of a footwork game. You have to, you know, blast a lot of stuff on social media, let people see what you're doing, and, you know, you got to have the videos going so people can see what you're doing. But really, it's been a blessing. I'm not having taken really too much any hardships or anything like that. Right. So, I mean, it's really been 50-50 basically, yeah.
So do you work at your craft all the time? I mean, like, you know, like how you said, sometimes you get a musical block where you kind of, and then you look at something that's very simple and you just go, wow, look at the Wiz is just creating this magic at everything. So where do you actually, do you write every day, or do you rhyme it every day, or how do you approach, you know, the first rap group I heard, well, really the first person I thought that really did rap was called Scat, was Louis Armstrong. You know, because you listen to him, how he sings.
Right.
And but the very first band that I ever heard, or group, was Two Live Crew, and they were like real raw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and I got that right at when they came out. You know, so how do you travel through your rap? I mean, you could talk about a lot. I know you could swear, you could do all kinds of things. How do you manipulate that whole process?
Well, I don't write. Well, before, when I was in the groups, it was like a thing for us to meet up and just kind of just shoot off ideas, bounce off ideas on each other, and then we would like write like once a week, like faithfully, you know, just sit down for like 6 to 8 hours and just really go in, and we could write a whole album in just those 8 hours, you know. Right. But it gets to a point to where it's like you don't want to write all the time, because then it just becomes repetitive and then you don't want to do it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, I can be asleep and I can wake up out of a dead sleep because I had a dream of me rhyming something. I'm like, oh, I got to write that down, you know, and then I'll go back to sleep, and then I'll wake up, and the next week later, I'm like, okay, I got to add to that. And then, you know, I'll look at it again, go, I'm not going to write today, I'm tired. And then you go, okay, then, you know, okay, I'm playing with my son, okay, we're not playing anymore. let me go back and see. Oh, I wrote that. I got another line for that. You know. But it just comes in spurts, really. But when I'm on, and I'm just writing. When I feel the bug, I make sure I fucking put it all down on paper.
Exactly. So do you have like a machine at home where you have a beat machine, or do you take samples of things too, or are you just your music or your beat or whatever you're doing at that particular time to create the whiz?
Yeah, I run everything through Reasons. I love Reasons as a DAW. I have a MIDI controller, which is actually broken right now, and I need to get a new one. So I haven't been making any music for like the past couple months, but I'm looking on getting me a new MIDI controller. But yeah, I make everything right there in-house, and sometimes I'll have my son listening to it. I'm like, you like this? And I put the headphones, he's like, yeah, that's cool, Dad. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'm doing good. So, and you know, I always get my feedback from my son, even sometimes where I'm sitting there and I'm like, I need an extra hand. So I tell him, hey, get on the keyboard, and when I tell you to press the button, press it, and I'm gonna record when I'm done, just press this button, it'll stop. And he loves it. He even was like, Dad, can I make a beat today? I'm like, yep, let me set you up, you know, and he'll go in there. He has like 5 or 6 beats on there. So
that's beautiful, man.
It's real cool.
Making him a little producer, man.
Yeah.
Moving the knobs with just a little button right there. So in your life, and I know that we have talked off the air and stuff like this, and we're really close friends. Who would you like to perform with, or who would you have liked to perform with, dead or alive, in your life? Who are some of your biggest influence? And you know, make it wide, man. Who would you have liked to play with, and like we said, dead or alive? Who are those? Who are those influences? I
mean, obviously Tupac or Biggie, either or, really. To just sit in the same room as that type of person, that to me is just all worth it. You know what I mean? But I would love to do, if Michael Jackson was still around, I would love to do some music with Mike. Would love to do that.
As a child, were you influenced by Michael?
Oh yeah, I had every CD, man.
Really?
I'm talking every CD. My mom was always like, be quiet, turn the mic down. Like, hey, it's Michael Jackson, History Part 2. I gotta listen to it, you know? And she was right there, you know, she's the one buying me all the CDs, so you know I'm gonna be listening to them.
Exactly.
But yeah, Michael Jackson, definitely. I would love to do music with like older cats too, like Luther Vandross. I would love to just be in that moment with them and just bounce that vibe, that energy off of me. What can I bring out of myself after they bounce their energy off me? Because I like running with that, you know, like as we sit down and we write, you know, my boy will say something, I'll go, ooh, that's nice. And I'll go, I got something for that. You know, so just imagine, you know, Mike or Luther or somebody sitting there and they say something or they sing something, you go, ooh, I got something for that. You know what I'm saying? So
put a little spice.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna throw some names at you. Prince. Would you like to have played with him?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I wish I could play the guitar better. You know what I'm saying? I dabble, but I'm no Prince.
So I'm gonna throw another name, and I got to meet this man, Barry White.
Ooh.
Exactly. You sounded like Barry right there. You actually sound like Barry. I actually talked with Barry. I was the only guy in line with all these women, and it was like you know, on Martin Luther King Way. There's a bookstore right there on MacArthur, and I was the only guy there. Everybody else, man, people would stop and go, "Hey, bro, man, what's going on out there?" I said, "Barry White." They go, "Barry White?" I said, "Barry's right in there, man." Got to meet him. Actually, got to talk to him. The first thing he said to me when I walked up to him, he goes, "Hey, is that real hair that you got right there?"
Oh.
And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Man, that's a beautiful thing." He goes, "I can't believe it, man. You are blessed." And Barry White's talking to me.
Right.
You know, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? When you meet somebody like that with his background that he had, you know, and then, it's just Barry's was really good. I mean, he was beautiful.
Yeah, and you don't know what to expect, you know what I'm saying? To approach somebody that legendary, you're like, what is he gonna say? Is he cool? Is he mean? Like, what is he gonna do?
Totally cool.
Hey,
totally cool. And you know what? I didn't expect that, but we actually just talked just like this. And then he signed the book for Victoria, you know, my wife. Yeah. And we just went on. You know, you talked about when you were doing your rap, who are some of your guys, your rap influences? You know?
I'm a lot influenced by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Their whole you know, up-tempo beat. They're,
approach.
you know, they're very, very harmonistic. Like, they can be rapping but singing at the same time. I always thought that was really cool, you know? And I've always tried to do that, but it never sounds right, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that, find my own lane. But yeah, I would, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Ice Cube as a writer, you know what I mean? He wrote a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff you hear now, you're just like, wow. You know, like, he's the guy who made NWA what they are, to be real.
I was just going to bring that up, man. Now, what do you think? How was that group to you?
NWA?
Yeah.
Oh, that blew my mind, because I was little, and my stepdad had threw it on one time, and I was just like, whoa, like, who are these guys? And then I was like, he would listen to that song every day, and I'm just like, man, I gotta be like that, you know what I mean? I gotta be able to speak my mind, let people know what's really going on. I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. I want you to really hear my life, you know what I mean? But basically, yeah.
So when you were young, were you performing in high school, or were you just kind of hanging out on, you know, let's get real. I mean, street corner singing on the street, or just going in a neighborhood. When you're in your neighborhood, you could actually hey man, the Wiz knows he's doing his rap.
Right.
How did you move into, like you said, you love the stage? Where did you do that when you were young?
No, actually, I was terrified. You know what I'm saying? I had stage fright. I did not want to get on stage. I didn't want nobody to see me. You know what I'm saying? None of that. But
what overcame it?
Just one day, a friend of mine was like, hey, I'm doing a show. And he was like, you want to open up for me? And I was like, first I was like, I don't know, you know, and he was like, you can do it, bro. I hear you rapping all the time. You're good, man. They're gonna love you. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, it's only one song, it's like 3 minutes. So I was like, I can get on there and hop off real quick and go hide in the back after, you know? But, you know, so I did it one time, and as like in the middle of the song, everybody just stands up and they're just like, they're loving it. And I'm just like, that's what that feels like. And that right there literally broke the whole stage fright thing. And I was like, I gotta get on stage. I gotta get on stage, yeah. So you have an interesting, I'm noticing your shirt that you have on, your hoodie. Oh yeah,
what is that? What is that significant? Tell me what that's about right there.
Oh, this is Wayward Wizardry Group. This is my company. Dying Breed Enterprises LLC is the label. Wayward Wizardry Group is me as a whole, you know what I'm saying? That's the sub-company under the company. And this is just it. We got hoodies, and I also have sweatpants being made as well with the emblem on them as well that will be for purchase shortly, you know, but this is me.
That's you.
You know, this is me. You see anybody with this Wayward Wizardry Group on, they probably got it from me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
Good. So on your so you become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
A lot of people always seem like, oh, you know, this, that, and other. And I'm like, hey, man, I own my own record label, man. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right, man. So when you when you record, and then when you actually finish a piece of recording, how are you using it? Is it CD form? Is it the thumb drive? How are you getting it out so that, you know, people could hear it?
DistroKid. Anybody who's watching this, get DistroKid. If you're any type of musician, artist, whatever, distrokid.com, get it, because you upload your music and they put it everywhere.
Really?
Literally everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, everywhere. You know, like places you would never be able to put your music on, like on your independent self. It would take a little longer. But DistroKid has all those connects already ironed out for you. And it's very cheap.
Okay, so there is a price.
There is a price, yes.
But it's worth it because your spectrum of music goes everywhere.
Yes.
So when you, okay, so you're doing that, so and you're starting to sell merchandise. That's really kind of cool with you, because like you just said.
Yeah.
You know. So what do you think of today's music? How we move forward, and what do you see in the future? I mean, because you are the future. You know. Rap has become the biggest seller. It took a while, but you know, you had people listening to it, and then the suburbs got a hold of it and just made it blast out because they were hearing a sound or a vibe, I think, that made it even bigger.
Something they were looking for.
Exactly. And so, what do you think music is going to go right now?
Personally, there's a lot of BS. Let me just put that out there. There's a lot of BS and a lot of this just, oh, I heard a beat and it sounds amazing, but it's like he didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on storytelling, the art of storytelling, you know,
Yes.
Too Short, E40, they would tell you a whole story and you could visualize exactly what they're doing just by listening to their song. That's what I pride myself on, you know, and I try to tell my story. I try to do a storytelling, whether it's, oh, I'm going to the beach today or I'm going to work today, you know, I want to tell that story so when you hear it in your ears, you can go, oh, I see it. Oh, the way I could feel the water on my face. He's describing it so good. But yeah, it is what it is. I wish it could be better. I wish it could be better. But hopefully that mumble era will fizzle out and we'll get back to it.
There you go. You know, you mentioned a story, how the storyline goes, and that's how I hear rap. It's like almost an autobiography of these different artists, right?
Yeah.
Sort of like it's the same thing. I look at it as, because you know I'm a rock musician. You've been to watch Blue Voodoo. I look at it as a progressive, way progressive mode where the blues started, because those guys were telling their story. They're getting beat.
Yeah.
They're telling, hey man, the master's getting ready to knock me out or whatever, kill me or whatever. He's taking my wife,
Right,
you
right.
know, my girlfriend or whatever. I'm working in the field. What the fuck's going on, right?
Right.
So that's how I look at rap. It has that same, if you could follow that path, you know. Does jazz influence you at all?
Yeah, I love jazz. Yeah, definitely. I used to actually play the saxophone in the 6th grade.
do you hear that at all anymore?
Not as much as I used to. If I pulled out a saxophone and tried to play it, you'd probably run out of the room. But I did dabble for a minute there. But jazz is definitely a genre I do listen to.
So I'm going to ask you something, and you don't have to, and you can. Can you do a little rap here with us? Can you do it? Just a little bit of a rap? Just can you think of something that you could do? Can you do improvisation for me? Yes, no, yes, no. It's okay. It's okay. I know you're on camera, but
yeah, but
you're not putting them on the spot.
do we? I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if I can we cuss on here? You know what I'm saying?
I
don't want to.
It's okay, because what basically is we're going to go every time you cuss, because we already dropped 2 F-bombs.
Right, I did.
Already,
I was like, ooh.
But that's the most protected word in the universe right now, right? So if you want to, you'll just hear it when we do it, and at the edit, it's going to probably go beep, beep, beep.
Okay.
You know, so just give us a 30-second rap of what you do.
Okay. Did this motherfucker really just insulting my intelligence? I'm thinking it's about this time and I hit the rhyme hit him with this relevant. You noticed I have quoted with potence and duly noted, and you noticed I wrote it so it gets shorted on short notices. There's no turning back. Now welcome to my castle. You can look around but don't touch nothing. Still rhyming words with Satchel. Now he's at you, Shadow Master, but I call him the Pan Man. Big brother dummy. Whoa, just bow down, man.
Thank you so much for doing that, man. I mean, Wiz, man, you're a joy.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you're here, man. Time has actually just moves, and when you're in here, man, you know what? It's great just to know you.
Thank you.
You're totally an artist at the highest level. I wish you the best in the future with everything that you're doing. Obviously, we might even do a show together, man. You might open up for us. You know what I mean?
It can happen.
Right.
And all you got to do is ask, and I'll be right there.
I know that. So, you know what we normally do at the end of the show? We say thank you to all the people that watch our show worldwide. I'd like to thank everybody who has supported us. We're in our 11th year. And I want to thank Chad and T and Sujoy, who actually just makes all this happen. I hope we get out of the pandemic, but at the end of the show, we give everybody a kiss and we hold it for a while. Here we go. You ready? This is to all the ladies and all the people in the world that want to have love and respect and equality in this world, because I'm for it. Peace and love to all of you.
Peace and love.
Peace, man.